support Trump?
I just, honestly, I know Kamala, however,
Kamala.
she didn't really, Kamala, I know she didn't really have a whole lot of time to prep for her campaign. So, I mean, I don't really think that she communicated her beliefs and her plans very well. Um,
Okay.
I voted for Trump because I wanted immigration to be dealt with, not in the way that it is right now, because the way that it's going right now is not good. But I wanted something to be done about it.
Okay,
Because
so then how do you feel about Donald Trump undermining a bipartisan border bill that the Democrats were trying to get done under the Biden-Harris administration?
How did he undermine it?
Yeah, he called for people in Congress to undermine that very bill and said, blame it on me if the border bill fails.
Okay. When was this? What year was this?
2023, during the midst of what he deemed to be a border crisis.
Okay. How many people came through the border during Biden's presidential term? Wasn't it like around like 8 to 10 million people?
Nope, less than 4 million undocumented immigrants.
Less than 4 million. I guess it may have been 8 to 9 million encounters that I read somewhere. So I know encounters are different than immigrants coming through.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Yeah, so the encounters are different than people who are coming into the country. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so it would be different then. I mean, what were they wanting in that border bill anyways? I mean, what were they trying to push through on that bill?
What were they trying to do on the border bill? It was to secure the border and make the legal process go quicker.
Okay, and make the legal process go quicker. How? Hiring more judges or
Yes.
doing what exactly?
Hiring more judges,
hiring more judges.
more officers that are going to go through all these different cases.
Yeah, I mean that is one thing I have talked to like my friends and family about. Like one way to make it go quicker would be to do that. Would be the best way to do it is to hire more judges because, I mean, immigration is a pretty big thing. My family, I mean, I come from immigrants. They came here and they were migrant farmers. So, I mean, but I don't agree with illegal immigration, which I know Democrats don't either. I don't believe half the shit that the people you debate say. But
Okay, so
but,
what
I mean,
leads you to support Trump?
I mean, I thought his economic policies were pretty good.
Can you name one aspect of the economy that has he's made it better off since he got in office?
Yeah, I mean, hasn't the GDP gone up by quite a bit?
The GDP growth is lower right now than what it was at the end of the Biden administration. Did you know that?
So like the GDP, like the amount, like the GDP amount, or the growth rate of the GDP is lower.
The growth rate of the GDP.
Okay, but the GDP is still higher.
Yes.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, even though the growth rate might not be where we want it to be, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can factor into that. And I mean, sure, I would like the GDP to grow faster too, obviously. I mean, who wouldn't? But I mean, it's still higher than what it was under Biden.
But not GDP growth. I was asking about what's been made better off. If GDP growth has not been made better off, then things are worse off than what they were growing at prior. So the trend is worse.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to clarify. So, like, the GDP is still higher. It's just not growing as fast. But I mean, it's still higher, though.
I don't know why you keep repeating
Right,
that. Well, why'd you just repeat that again?
No, okay, no, okay. I get where. Okay, no, I get what you're trying to say now. Okay, sorry, I had to think about it for a second.
It's okay.
So, but I mean, I know how much has his tariffs brought back like domestic manufacturing and stuff like that. I mean.
Domestic
how much of
manufacturing
his tariffs
investment
brought
has
that
declined every single quarter of Trump's administration so far.
No, it's declined every quarter.
Yep, every single quarter.
By how much? Do you like a percentage wise?
I can show you on the
Do
screen.
you know off the top of your head?
No, I
Yeah,
don't know
if
off
you
the
could
top
show
of my
me,
head, but I
that'd
can
be
show
great.
you on the screen. Let me pull it up for you. What the heck? It just accidentally created. Why did it do that? Delete group. Oh my god, it just did that again. Okay, U.S. manufacturing investment. I accidentally grouped my tabs together.
Uh-oh. I can look it up too.
No, it's okay. I
a
have it on
computer.
screen right now.
Okay.
Here it is. This is real private fixed investment. I'll read it for you. But real private fixed investment on residential structures manufacturing. And you can see right here, this is when Trump originally first got in office in his first term. This is when he leaves office in his first term.
Yeah. Q4.
This is when Biden gets in office. This is when Biden leaves office up here. This is when Trump gets into office. And it declined the whole time. After massive growth under Biden's administration.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. Okay, what all did Biden put in place to grow the economy? I mean, because like I know if the economy was so like growing so much, I mean, why did it feel like it was so trash? I mean, I know he walked into COVID, but
well, I can tell you there was the bipartisan infrastructure bill, the Chips and Science Act, the Inflation Reduction Act. Those things built up the manufacturing investment within our country. And yeah, statistically speaking, things were better off then. Why did it feel bad? Well, because conditions were made worse in terms of inflation. So everyone was feeling the inflation. Now, that wasn't because of the Biden-Harris administration. That would have happened regardless.
Yeah, that makes Yeah, and I mean, I know inflation was probably high. Probably, I think one of probably the contributing factors was the stimulus checks and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I guess that would be a major thing, which I didn't agree with the stimulus checks at all. I was like, I thought that was stupid personally.
Okay. And so I guess what's your broader point that you would say that like you still support Trump on?
Um, I mean, I personally think something had to be done about Iran. I wish we had somebody more competent in dealing with Iran. Um, but I mean, they needed to be something needed to be done about the situation with them. I would prefer it to be diplomatic instead of, a warfare solution. But I mean, there's nothing we can really do about that until the midterms, at least.
Okay. And so like what Obama established, what Trump pulled out
With
of, what the Democrats would have continued.
with the JCPOA.
Yeah.
So when Iran had their 60% enriched uranium, was that during the JCPOA or was
No,
that
during the JCPO, it
after it
was
was
capped at
dissolved?
3.67%.
And was it ever proven to be higher than that?
Not during the JCPOA,
So why the hell did Trump pull out of it?
because he didn't want them to have money build up through us getting rid of the sanctions, which, by the way, would have happened regardless if he's going to get a deal with them. So I just like, I think it was just bullshit, and he failed really hard on that.
Yeah, but then so I guess what Trump just wasn't capable of negotiating
Influential.
again,
Yeah,
or I mean,
essentially. His
or if the
negotiations are just horrible.
yeah, and then because he what year did he dissolve the JCPOA? That was
2018.
2020. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say 2019. Okay, 2018. So why couldn't Biden renegotiate that?
Why couldn't Biden
If it was
renegotiate
such
the
a big
JCPOA? Because there was an impeding
yeah.
Trump administration that would come next, and he could undermine the JCPOA again if they established it again.
So they just didn't try.
No, they did try. They just couldn't do it because of the fact that
Okay.
Trump undermined it prior. Think of the shell of a woman. Thank you, Earl.
I guess he did the same thing as what. Okay, yeah. I guess he just the same thing. I guess he did the same thing with that he did with the border bill. Just tell them like, just tell members in Congress, like, hey, don't support this if you support me, type thing. Right? Isn't that what you said he did with the immigration bill, that bipartisan immigration bill or the border bill?
No, he undermined the JCPOA because he directly pulled out of it. I'm confused.
No. Well, okay. So like you said, he undermined it. Oh, so we pulled out of it. But then what I was trying to say was like Biden, like they should have tried to reestablish something similar to the JCPOA, but you said
Yeah,
Trump would have
they did
undermined
try to
that
do
anyways.
that. It's just Trump undermined it. Not because he was like, no, it's because he was going to become. Okay, so think about it this way.
Yeah.
Iran doesn't have much of an incentive to go into the JCPOA if they think the next administration is going to come into office and just be able to get rid of it.
Okay.
It's
Okay. Well,
only if
that
there's
makes
actually
sense.
going to be like considerations that it will be around.
Yeah, like a long term solution, not just like a makes me look good during my presidency of fix.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I just like I have a big problem when Iran launched their uh, their ballistic missiles at Diego Garcia. And this was at the time that they had that enriched uranium, and at the time they had somewhere around 60%, and to go up to 90%, which is what the weapons grade usage for like the ones in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Those bombs, those were 80, so those were like 90% enriched. At the time that Iran launched these missiles to Diego Garcia, they already had like 60%. So like I think something should have, like something had to be done about them. That's why I kind of support that stuff going on over there.
Do I have to repeat the point I already made? Like, Trump put us in the situation where they have enriched it to a greater extent. That's because Trump pulled out of the JCPOA.
Okay. Well, I mean, regardless of the material or like the nuclear material or not, they were still launching missiles at.
Okay. And
I don't know.
they
I mean,
they
did the
launched.
JCPOA
You said Iran launched missiles at who?
Diego Garcia?
In response to the U.S. striking them.
Okay, what did we strike them for?
That was for their enrichment facilities. This was Midnight Hammer, right?
Oh, this was Midnight Hammer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did Diego Garcia in response to that, and then and that they like notified us before.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Okay. So then, like, what benefit
I mean, like
do you think
I've
we
just,
get from Trump being in
I'm,
office?
I mean, now that we've discussed the economics and the war with Iran, I mean, and the border policy, I didn't even agree. I didn't even agree with the whole immigration enforcement stuff going on right now. Anyways, I'm just
Okay.
pretty recently political, so I'm trying to get
Okay.
like a basis. Like I've talked to a lot of I've done like a lot of debates with like Trump supporters and stuff like that. So, and I'm trying to find a debate with more progressive people that don't just immediately shut you down for having an opposing viewpoint. And so far,
Hmm.
like you and Dean have been like the only reasonable people that I've seen. So
There's plenty of other like progressives and liberals out there that you'd be able to find and debate and talk to,
I've
if
tried.
that's your
Yeah,
consideration. I mean, it might be hard to like find people on the internet or debate people that way, but there's countless areas you can find people to debate who disagree with you. But
yeah. I've been trying to join lives for like 2 weeks, and every time I say something that like slightly opposes them on certain topics, like they just like immediately shut me down and like call me names and then kick me.
the best way to find people
So
who disagree with you might not be through trying to debate people on a live stream. It might be just by trying to debate random people, you know?
yeah, I guess you're one of the exceptions, like you and Dean probably, because like normally like whenever I bring up the stuff that I said like to other people, they do that stuff, but you've actually been willing to have a conversation, so I respect that.
All right, well, I appreciate that. We'll keep looking into these conversations, these debates. I think you'll lean more towards our side because you realize it's more in accordance with the facts and the truth.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the statistics seem to back it up, so
That's true. All right, well, I appreciate you coming on.